Welcome to Orange County Power Players, where we spotlight the personal, professional, and financial success stories of OC's top leaders. Here's your host, Danny Flores.
Welcome back to OC Power Players, where I interview some of the most successful people in Orange County. I'm Danny Flores, your host, and today's honored guest is Wendi Fast, zooming in from San Clemente. Wendi is an experienced professional who has been an independent consultant directing organizational development and training efforts for divisions of Fortune 500 companies for over 20 years. Her consulting clients include organizations in the high technology, manufacturing, medical, and automotive industries. She has taught at the university level and holds certifications in several important training programs. Wendi, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us how you got into the consulting business and how you've been able to turn these companies around.
Well, so it's interesting. When I was in college, in my graduate school, I got to teach as a graduate teaching assistant the Introduction to Oral Communications, which is your general presentation skills class. And I loved teaching. I loved it. And I loved teaching about communication. That was my master's was in communication. So I thought, what could I do in the corporate world? Because at that time there was no teaching jobs around. So what can I do in the corporate world? And I found training and development. So I worked my way into training and development, worked in the corporate world for a little while, mostly manufacturing. Then I managed a large, what's called ETP. ETP is Employment Training Panel. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before.
No, what do they use those for? And I'm asking for myself and my audience as well.
So back in the 70s, Governor Brown, when he was governor the first time, started this employment training panel in the state of California to help California employees and California businesses become more productive and more competitive. And so money is taken out of unemployment insurance, put into a fund, and then companies can apply for that money to train or retrain their employees. So the company I worked for at the time had applied for a large ETP grant. I funded that. I managed that grant. It was about a $2 million grant. Worked through that. We trained all of our employees over a 2-year period. I used a lot of vendors at that time to do my training because there was no way I could do it all myself. I was the training department.
Right.
So we did that for a couple of years, did all that. Then when that project ended, they wanted me to go into HR, and I'm like, I like training. I want to keep doing that. So I started contacting all my vendors and started doing consulting work. So I was actually really young when I started. I was in my 30s and just said, okay, I'll try this for 6 months and see if I can make enough money to make a go of it. And luckily I was married. I had a husband who could give me the insurance part of it. And was been doing it ever since. So I get to work with companies and go in and work with their leadership teams, with their employees, and teach them how to communicate more effectively, how to be better leaders, how to be better supervisors, how to manage their workforce more effectively.
I'm afraid to ask because I'm afraid I know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyways. Does that ETP training program still exist?
It does.
Okay, so I was thinking maybe not, but that's great because I know I've never heard of it, and many people have not. But that's, I guess, funds that you can tap into, that you can hire consultants and help train and improve your employees.
There are certain requirements. Manufacturing companies probably get the majority of the money, but right now they have what's certain, like especially the community colleges have what they call consortium funds. So they get a large contract and then they siphon off part of that contract to companies. So a small company that can't afford training can do a class of 20 for a very minimal cost compared to what it would normally cost them to hire a consultant to come in. It's a great program.
Oh, interesting. So that means anybody who has employees and wants to uh, further their training, help the employees learn more and maybe be more safe and better at what they do, or maybe even elevating themselves to a higher position, that's free training. I mean, that's like a no-brainer there, I would think.
They do everything from VESL to computer training, manufacturing technical training, all the way up through leadership training.
Oh, wow. And that could apply to any industry, especially like the leadership training part.
Exactly.
Wow. No, that's really good. Now, your background, Image Studios. I know you told me that you have a second business, and you're super excited about that and what it's been doing. So tell us a little bit about that one.
So the consulting thing has been great, and I really enjoy it. But during the pandemic, my husband was looking into what are some businesses that we might be able to use as a backup just in case worst case scenario happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we stumbled upon this salon suite business. The salon suite business is basically, as you and I talked about, like a WeWorks for beauty
Mm-hmm.
professionals. So
Mm-hmm.
we have a 5,500 square foot space in Laguna Hills. We've cut it up into 30 luxury salon suites, and we lease them to beauty professionals, so hairdressers, estheticians, makeup artists, lash artists, everything you can think of.
So that's actually you have 30 suites or studios,
Hmm.
and if you have a wide range of services available, it could potentially be a one-stop shop for the clients,
Exactly. That's
right?
exactly what it is. So we have, like I said, I mean, we have clients who come in and they get their hair done, they have their facials done, they get their nails done, they get their eyebrows done. I mean, you can
Uh,
come in and you can just get about anything you would want as far as the beauty industry goes, done in our suites. So it was an interesting proposition. We found it. We took us a little while to find a location. We were really lucky. We found a great location right off La Paz and the 5 freeway.
mm-hmm.
And so we've been really successful. I think our suites are a cut above the other ones that are out there. We consider ourselves a luxury brand. So we have a really great group of people that work in our suites and have leased from us. We've been full for over a year now. And my husband does all the back end stuff, the business stuff, and he's also our um, handyman. So he's learned how to fix shampoo shuttles and doors and all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I manage the suites and do all the leasing and the marketing. So it's worked out really well.
Wow. Sounds like you guys are doing amazing with that.
Thank you.
Now, how difficult? So you created this, and I can see the image behind you, in case for those that can't see that. They look really luxurious. I mean, you're in Laguna. Laguna's a really nice area to be in. Um, how did you put it all together? Is that's for somebody who's maybe thinking of doing that, or maybe another franchise? You found the location and you had this empty warehouse of 5,500 square feet. You had to go in there and you had to design each individual one and build them out. Is that kind of how it was done?
Yeah, so the great thing about Image Studios, and I don't know anything about the other franchises that do this particular business, but they have a lot of direction. So we went through a whole training program because we didn't know anything about the beauty industry. I mean, I was a training consultant, a learning and development
Right.
consultant. My husband's a real estate guy. So we didn't know anything about the beauty industry. So they give you a lot of training. They have guidelines that you have to follow as far as
Hmm.
the business, the construction goes. My husband's a construction guy too, so he knew a lot about that. So that was what it was. They teach you how to do marketing. They teach you how to find pros and how to do your tours and how to attract people. And it was
Hmm.
a learning curve for sure. I mean, it took us a little while to figure it all out, but I think we've got it down and we're actually looking for location number two now.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Now, how long did it take you from zero to being full? Um, and now you've been full for a year, so that's like you're 100% occupied. That's amazing for an entire year.
Yeah, so we signed our franchise agreement in very beginning and end of December 2020, beginning of January 21, right in the middle of the whole pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can imagine, it was a good time because people were afraid to go into these big salons. They didn't want to be
Mm-hmm.
sitting next to a stranger next to them. So this
Right.
was perfect. They could go into a suite with just their hairdresser and get their hair done.
Mm-hmm.
So we started in January of 21. We found our location in July of 21. It took us a little while to get things going. We signed our lease in June of 22, started construction well, we demoed October of 22, started construction November of 22, and opened in April of 23. And it took us about 14 months to fill up to 100%. So.
Now, what's the trick to making it attractive one and making it known to the hairdressers and the nail girls and everybody else that ended up leasing from you,
Right. So it was a little bit of a mind shift for me because coming from the corporate world and selling consulting business suites or consulting services is
right?
much different than getting hairdressers to sign up for a lease on a salon
Right.
suite.
Yeah.
But it's most of the our marketing is done through Instagram and Meta, through Instagram and Facebook, mostly
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. A lot of our franchisees use Google, so that's another avenue we didn't. But that's usually where we get it. Now it's been a lot of word of mouth. The hairdresser industry or that whole beauty industry is pretty insulated, and they all
Mm-hmm.
know each other. So they all talk to each other. So it's nice now that we have a reputation in the industry and people know of us, and hopefully they hear that we're good owners and we take good care of our tenants
So now that you're full, do you ever get people knocking on your door and saying, "Hey, do you have any vacancies? I want
all
to
the
be in
time.
your place."
Yeah, all the time. And, obviously we have leases come up and things happen and people have to leave. And I'll be honest with people, I'll say, we're full right now, unfortunately, but I have some leases coming up in September.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. I contact people about 8 weeks before their lease is up. Let's talk. And then I can let you know. And if anything is open, but I always open it up to my pros that are in the suites first.
Okay.
So if someone wants to move to a bigger suite or to say a window suite opens up and they're in the middle, they can move to the window suites. Or if somebody's subletting in our suites, which happens a lot, that one of the hairdressers says, "Hey, I don't work, Thursdays, Mondays, and Tuesdays, so I'm going to sublet my suite to somebody
Mm-hmm.
else." And then I'll give
Right.
those people the opportunity to rent their own as well.
Okay, okay. So now it would all make sense because you have such good demand and you've built such a great reputation doing this. If you open a location that's, I don't want to say close to this one, but not too far, because now you can have the overflow go that way, I guess. Is that, I don't know, I might.
Yes and no. I mean, I do have, we don't advertise to the extent we did when we were looking to fill the suites. But
Hmm.
so a lot of times, I don't know if you know how Instagram or Meta works, but basically you set an area that you want to advertise in. But if somebody happens to be like, let's say I live in Anaheim, okay,
Right.
so I wouldn't get Image Studios Laguna Hills ads on my Instagram. But if I
Hmm.
happen to be in Laguna Hills and I go on Instagram, it's going to pop up. So
Okay.
so what will I get? Well, sometimes I'll get people who will say, "Hey, do you have anything in Orange or do you have anything in, Huntington Beach?" Or things
Okay.
like that. So I do get that. And I try to hold on to those names and contact them if something, so I have that in
Right.
the future.
So maybe if we do a follow-up podcast in 10 years from now, hey, all right, I
How
got
many are we going to
Laguna,
have, right?
right, Orange, I got Newport, I got them all covered. Like I'm covering the whole Orange County territory.
We've got the Image Studios Empire. That's what we'll have.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? It sounds funny, but you never know, right? In 10
Never
years,
know.
at the rate you're going, the next one's going to be a lot easier, I would think. You can get the lease and get up and running faster than you did on your first one. You got past through the learning curve. You don't have to go through the training because you're kind of an expert already.
Right.
You go do the build outs, your lease negotiation, and then you're advertising, right? You'll blast the advertising, and then plus the people that you already know, you say, hey, we got a new location here. Do you want that? And then bingo.
Well, you hope so, right? So
Yeah,
I feel like, you got it, you could figure, you got all the kinks out the first time. So you might as
yeah,
well do at
yeah.
least the second one or a third one just to take advantage of all that knowledge. So that's the hope. But it's been great because my husband's background is in commercial real estate and development. So he could do all those things. He's really good at it. My background has helped
Mhm.
me. I also got my doctorate in 2021 from um, University of Massachusetts Global. So in leadership. So all those things have got been put together and helped us, hopefully be the success we've been in Laguna Hills.
Yeah, yeah. I think it would be safe to say that you have the power couple status.
We're the OC power couple, right?
That is it. That is it. That's awesome, man. I get to have you on my podcast here to share your successful story, and it's just amazing. It's really cool to be able to talk to someone and hear the energy, the excitement, because you did it once, you figured it out, and now you're ready to do it again, and it's going to be that much easier and that much more successful.
I hope so. That's the plan. So,
And so as we wrap up the interview, I know we talked a little bit about what you want to do. Are there any other things any other exciting plans that you have within for the next 6 to 12 months?
as far as business wise goes,
Business, family, personal, anything you want to share, anything exciting. I mean, life is exciting already. So,
yeah.
right?
Well, definitely opening up another image studios. That's the plan. We hope to do that. We hope we're in the process of negotiating a lease, so hopefully we get that location. I don't want to say
Hmm.
where it is yet because we don't know if it's
We
going to
don't want to
happen,
jinx it.
but yeah. But hopefully that will get started, and then we can get going on that. I want to keep building. We had, unfortunately, I don't want to say anything sad, but I worked for a consulting company for almost 30 years, and unfortunately, the owner died last year. So I'm in the process now of building back my business and taking everything over that I worked with. So hopefully, I'll continue doing that in the next year and get some more clients there,
Mhm.
and work with more people. And then personally, just, I want my kids to be happy and healthy, and my husband and I go travel and do fun things. So that's always the plan, right?
Life is good. Life is good.
It is.
Every day is a blessing, and if there's hiccups along the way, so be it. You just get over them and you keep pushing through.
You know what? I have a philosophy that, this has worked for me in my life that, if you want something bad enough, you kind of will it into the world, and you just have to be open when opportunities arise. So
Right? Be
the salon
ready.
suite business, I never, if you had told me 10 years ago, oh, you're going to own a salon suite, I would have been like, what? Why? Why would I do that? And here I am.
Right.
So you never know what's going to happen in your life, and you just have to be open to those possibilities when they come by.
Isn't it funny that you said it's so true? Sometimes we have this vision, we go to college, we're going to get this type of a job, we're going to do this forever, and life presents different opportunities or pushes pushes us into a different opportunity because of some challenges, right? It could be either or, and then you end up doing something totally different, unimaginable, and you do it so well, and you embrace it because you love it, and you just kind of discover yourself along the
Yeah.
way.
Did you ever see that movie? I think it was with Jim Carrey called, I think it was called Evan Almighty, where he gets to be God for a couple days or whatever it is. And he
Yeah,
keeps saying,
yeah.
God, send me a sign. And God keeps throwing all these signs in front of him. And he's like, you're not sending me a sign. He's ignoring them all. So you have to
Right,
have to recognize
right.
the signs, right?
Sometimes we got to step back and say, okay, what do we have here?
Exactly.
And that's so cool. And so Wendy, thanks so much for sharing such a wonderful story with us. If somebody's listening that would want to get a hold of you, maybe they want a lease from you or anything else, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, if they want to, more information about Image Studios, they can always email me at Wendi, Wendi.fast, F-A-S-T, at imagestudios360, studios with an S, .com. And that's a great way to get a hold of me. And I'm almost embarrassed to put my personal email because I'm in the process of changing my email, but they could get a hold of me that way. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And then I can always give them other information if they want to hire me for leadership services.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here. Thank you so much, Wendi. And
Thank
to
you,
our
Danny.
yes, and to our audience, please go to ocpowerplayers.com and follow us on your favorite channel. Thanks so much, Wendi.
Thanks, Danny.
And then I like to record my last notes. I hate wearing glasses. I have to have them because I need them to read. Um, I'd like to get my eyes fixed. They said that they can. I have a little bit of cataract starting, and that goes really slow. But I'm going to have that fixed sooner or later. So I figured they have a lens. So I had a chance to interview an ophthalmologist, and I learned a lot. So I'm asking a lot of questions about it, right? And I'm sure everybody else enjoys that one too. They have apparently behind the color of your eye is your lens, from
Right.
what I learned, right? And the reason why we wear glasses and we
Yeah, it
start wearing
shortens
glasses
up.
in the 40s, they say because it becomes less flexible over
Right.
the years and it stiffens a little bit. That's what happens. And so they can take that lens out and put a new lens in, and it'll be good for the rest of our lives.
Oh,
And
wow.
it makes the glasses go away like completely. And like and it's not LASIK, because LASIK they reshape your eye, and then that kind of goes away over years and you have to redo it again or
Right.
start wearing glasses. This is permanent, a permanent fix. The only thing is I'm scared of.
Yeah.
That's scary. I'm like, do one eye first, and then they say they do both of them at the same time, but I'd be like, just do one just in case if you guys.
Yeah. What if something happens? Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. It's
I
scary. But
tried the monovision thing.
yeah,
My distance vision is fine, but I can't see up close. And I tried the monovision with one contact. It drove
yeah.
me crazy. I hated it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
weird, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is. For now, I have to carry these glasses in my pocket. I hate it. Um, but what are you gonna do? That or I can't read. So that's my
Right.
choice.
Well, I could have done the interview like this, but you're super blurry.
Yeah.
It would have
That's
drove me crazy. So
So you're like me, even your food's blurry then, I would
yes,
imagine.
I have to wear my glasses now to eat.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. Age, right? Age. It's
That's
like we
right.
get wiser, but we give up a few things along the way too.
That is so true.
Okay, so real quick, it'll take us about 3 weeks to get this published.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll also send you some shorts so you can post on social media,
Okay.
which I'm sure you'll love. Get everybody to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then one other thing that we do is our core business is we're in the alternative investment space and specifically in multifamily, where we work with business owners such as yourselves, and we bring them in as partners, and we're able to produce double-digit returns and great tax benefits. Is that something you'd be interested in learning more about?
No, because that's kind of what my husband does. So
Okay, so you
yeah.
got that covered. Perfect.
Mhm.
All right, perfect. Well, then, anyways, Wendi, I really appreciate you coming on and having you on our show,
Of course.
um, and sharing your success. Super excited for you.
Thank
You
you.
opened up the second studio. Feel free to reach out, and we'll do another podcast on that and get you out there.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
All right. Well,
right,
you have a good
Wendi.
fourth.
Have a wonderful day. You as
Thanks.
well.
All right.
Sure. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thanks for listening to Orange County Power Players. Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at ocpowerplayers.com/guest.